back to another Sims 4 werewolves explanation video, pretty much. And today I'm going to be explaining every werewolf ability and basically what they are, and I'll be going through every single one of them. Now, obviously, this is going to be a longer video, so stay tuned. Now we have regular abilities as well as dormant abilities. I'll be talking about all of the abilities, which do include these. So let's start with the pup rank ones first, and that's ferocity. Starting out. Now this ability pretty much means if you're a bully werewolf, you can give the ferocious intimidation to other Sims. Now generally, to do note before I continue going on, using all of your werewolf abilities will increase your werewolf's fury. So do be mindful of that. Now, like I said, with ferocity, it allows you to do the ferocious intimidation with other Sims. Scaring Sims for fun, as well as for money. You can have a potential chance of getting money, which I really do think. It's really, really funny for roleplay, and generally, if you're a bad werewolf, you can pick this up and no consequence whatsoever. It's hilarious. I do honestly recommend picking this up if your werewolf is a bad werewolf. If you want to have a bad werewolf like Greg, then go right ahead. It's your pleasure. And next up is for any werewolf, and that is wolf nap. It allows you to basically sleep anywhere, no bed needed. Honestly, pick it up. It allows you to sleep anywhere. Pretty much big energy given as well, so like you're basically able to sleep anywhere, as well as able to get your werewolf experience. Again, you can sleep anywhere. It's just pick it up, please. It solves your energy. Again, like I said just a few moments ago, using your abilities will cause your werewolf's fury to increase. But again, it's relatively easily solved. You can cause your fury to go down by doing things you like. So again, not a big deal at all. Territory marking, really similar to wolf nap. It allows you to basically pee anywhere. Now, this does have consequences, because if you're in your human form, Sims around you will be like, bruh, and then you get quite relatively embarrassed, as well as your hygiene need is taking a really big hit. So yeah, really, really bad for that. But if you're in your werewolf form, even if seen, you're not embarrassed, and you won't take a hit to your hygiene either. So again, I do recommend being in your werewolf form for this ability. So yeah, really cool. Scavenger, an absolute must-have in my opinion, especially if you're one of those lore players and you want to go and like dig up the relics that you can find. Yeah, get this ability. It allows you to do that, as well as not only that, it allows to keep your werewolf occupied while rampaging. What I mean by that is, while they're rampaging, you can still do this. It's actually great because it allows you to basically channel your raging, as well as you can do it to prevent you from scaring any Sims, which is great. So it's like one of those good passive werewolves who don't want to be very bad. Obviously, scavenging is the right thing to do if you want to be the good werewolf, even while rampaging. It's a great way to keep your werewolf occupied. Personal grooming, I think you already guess where this is going. Basically, you're a cat, right? You basically go, you basically lick off the dirt off your fur, of course. Solving your hygiene in the process. Obviously, just like the scavenger, pretty much anything like these three. And this one if other Sims are around, but these three, if Sims are around, they'd be like, bruh, what are you doing? And you take a hit to your relationship. And it's really, really funny. Great for roleplay, like, honestly. And it just solves your hygiene. So again, I do recommend picking it up. Because it just solves your hygiene. why take a shower when you can just personally groom yourself and take, like, literally no time at all and just groom yourself? So again, look away the dirt. Yeah. Now, Ferocious Hunger, we're starting off with the runt abilities now. And this ability, um, really similar to this one, except it allows you to eat furniture to solve your hunger. Yes. Why eat food when you can literally eat the fridge? Yes, you heard that correctly. Eat the fridge. Bruh, like you can eat the fridge. This is like the funniest thing I've ever heard. Yes, you eat the fridge to solve your hunger. And what the craziest thing is, you can either get a happy mullet or you can get a uncomfortable mullet. It's crazy. Now, also depending on your werewolf's temperaments, you still might also get that negative effect as well. Which, if you do want a guide on temperaments later down the road, let me know in the comments. I'll gladly do that as well. But yeah, really funny. You can eat anything. You can eat chairs at the tables. Anything really. You can even eat like playground equipment as well. That's how crazy this goes. So again, crazy. Moving on. It's a great way to solve your hunger if you don't feel like cooking. So again, pick it up. If you're a good werewolf and if you're in the Midwood Collective, I do not recommend picking this up though, because as it is a bad thing to do, you'll get scolded by the leader, which is Christopher. If you're not the leader of that pack, of course. But if you are even the pack leader of that pack, you still get a negative effect to your diplomacy, which can lead to you losing that position of that leadership. So again, do not recommend picking up if that's the case. So again, great for those werewolves who want to be lone werewolf or the wild things, but still, just it's crazy. It allows you to eat furniture. Now, Hunter, personally, it's a meh ability. Here's why. It allows you to go hunt for food. Okay. But it's kind of boring. And what I mean by boring, I mean it's a rabbit hole. So you send your werewolf to go out there and go hunt for like an hour in game time, and they come back with like 2, 3, 4 raw meat, 4 at the very most, and 1 at the very least. And yeah, obviously all werewolves enjoy eating raw meat. So of course you're always going to get a happy mullet, as well as a complete stop to your hunger need from decaying. So again, only temporarily though. So really cool as well. But again, it's not a must-have. It just really depends on your werewolf's temperaments. That I really do recommend picking this up. Just watch out for your werewolf's temperaments, and depending on what they are, you might want to pick this up just to prevent your werewolf's fury from increasing that much. Just pick it up just in case. If you do get one of those temperaments as you rank up. Now this next one, I don't mind it, but I don't like it, and that's the will to resist. So basically, while you're rampaging, you get the option to try to resist and regain control while rampaging. Now this can fail, and pretty much if it does, you cannot do this again. Again, it's like a one chance thing, and if it fails, then you're stuck rampaging for the rest of the time. So again, I do not recommend picking this up. Obviously, you can have a higher chance of this succeeding depending on your werewolf's rank. So like if you're in Apex, it has a higher chance of succeeding, but it can still fail. So that's the reason why I don't recommend picking it up. And yeah, honestly, it's just a waste of a point, really, because you can even do things that you like to make your fury go down. So like, I don't really recommend picking this up. So kind of a waste, really. Now it is great for those people who want to be a passive werewolf, but like I said, it can fail, and that's the reason why I don't really like it. If it had a higher success chance, I would maybe pick it up more, but it's just. Yeah, it's kind of bland in my opinion. Enhanced smell. This one has so many uses. I can just die. It allows you to smell. Now this is especially good for the Midwood Mill world that came with werewolves, because it allows you to sniff up the relics that are under the ground. So it's like a extension from the scavenger ability. You pick this up, but it can only really be used in Moo Mill. But however, this has a second use. By reading this, you can already probably tell what it is, and that is you can sniff out other occults, and that's really cool. So vampires having like a pink, misty little thing around their body, other werewolves having a red aura, aliens having this purple little aura with, I think, little purple bubbles or something like that, and mermaids having blue with bubbles, blah. And then spellcasters having a multicolored aura. Now, depending on what the sim is feeling, you might get happy or dazed, or depending on what the emotion is. If it's a vampire, werewolf's going to become angry. And if it's another werewolf, I think it's energized. I'm not too terribly sure, but because I haven't really tested out enough yet. But again, relatively cool to use. It has multiple uses. I do recommend picking this up because it has multiple uses. And the last ability for the runt abilities is Somber Howl. It's just a simple ability that makes it to where you can reduce your fury by 40%. Now this does have a 24-hour cooldown though, which does kind of suck because like I wish it was a little bit more of your fury gone for a 24-hour cooldown because it just doesn't seem right. But if it's like with that passive lifestyle, then I do recommend picking it up. I just don't like the fact it's a 24-hour cooldown. I wish it was like maybe a little more fury that gets wiped out once you use it, or maybe a little bit of a shorter cooldown, but maybe a little less fury that is taken away. It's whatever. It's good. I mean, it's not the worst, it's not the best. It's okay. I do pick it up. So now we're starting off with the prime abilities. We're starting off with Lunar Blessing. So this is an interesting one. From the Lunar Cycle that came with the free base game update last month, it's more efficient if you have the Werewolves pack, of course, but you still have it if you have base game. So it basically extends for these effects from being only nighttime to being daytime too. So like increase handiness, right? For the waning gibbous. During if you have the ability, it's daytime and nighttime. So through that whole day, you'll be able to get increased handiness. So great if you want to really get handiness, right? Depending on what cycle it is, you guys might be scared because what happens during a full moon? Are they going to be going around a rampage during the whole day? No, that's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be happy to know that this does not affect your fury during daytime. So you're not going to be going on a rampage during the daytime, which is just phenomenal. Thank God for that, because I don't want my werewolf going on a rampage during the day. That's just unpractical. So next up is night vision. And night vision is interesting, as it allows you to go to the underground tunnels, which are connected to the Moodwood Mill world. You can basically explore those tunnels and have more of a success chance with this ability. Although with this ability, it's still not like 100% guaranteed to work all the time. Although it's fine. The second part to this ability, if you have the hunter ability, during nighttime, hunting takes less time. I think it's like 30 seconds in game with the ability during nighttime. Well, 30 minutes if you count the Sims 4 time. So it's like 30 minutes rather than being an hour. So again, it's like half the time. So again, it's great if you're in the Moodwood Collective because it allows you to hunt for food really sufficiently. So it it really goes well for your self-sufficiency pack value. But otherwise, I would not get this ability. I mean, besides like the underground tunnels, I would pick it up for that. If you're like one of those explorer werewolves and you really want to go through those tunnels, then pick this up because it's really cool. Otherwise, I would not pick it up. Next up is natural healing. So if you go and fight other werewolves or vampires for that matter, and if you lose, you might become injured. Normally it takes like 4 hours for you to heal, but with this ability, it's like an hour. So pretty much, with the ability, you heal like 3 times faster. Although it's really cool to have, I don't really see why to have this because the 4 hour thing is not much of a pain to begin with, though. So like, but if you do want to heal faster, then yeah, pick this up. Now the next one is great for loner werewolves, and that is Pack House. So if you use this, you get a social boost. So great for the loner werewolf lifestyle. So I do recommend picking up for loner werewolves, but that's just about it. And there's nothing else really going for this ability. Now Curse Bearer. I mean, quite simple, literally. Curse. You see that first part of that ability. So really similar to vampires, with this ability, you are granted the ability to turn other sims into werewolves. It starts off with a bite, and then it goes, and the curse takes hold, and then it eventually, after, I believe, 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours in game, it will turn them into a werewolf. Provided they eat, of course, because during that time, their hunger is going to plummet. So again, I really love this ability. I do recommend picking it up regardless because it allows you to turn other sims into werewolves. So why not pick it up? It's just great for storytelling, okay? And it's great for roleplay, in my opinion. So pick this up. It's an absolute must-have. And that's it for Prime abilities. Now it is time for Veteran. Starting off with Vicious Howl. So now this is another bully one, really similar to the Ferocious Intimidation or the Ferocity. Basically, you can Vicious Howl, and it makes it to where all Sims nearby are freaked out, and they go and cower in the corner, as if they had detention if they, stuck at school. Yeah, terrible, I know. So, it's really great for that cool werewolf roleplay, and if you are a bad werewolf, I do recommend picking up. But if you're a good werewolf, I don't recommend picking up. It's quite cool to have this ability, yeah, it really is. But if your werewolf is good, I would not recommend picking this up because makes it to where other Sims will hate you. Again, otherwise I would not pick this up unless you are a bad werewolf and you're picking that bad werewolf route. Now Hunting Party, quite self-explanatory. Now, just like Hunter, you can go hunting. With this ability, it allows you to send a hunting party. So not only you will come back with meat, but they will become meat. They not become meat, but they will come back with meat as well. Now, human Sims will become scared, but yourself will become energized. Other werewolves will be energized, while human Sims will be scared. Quite self-explanatory, and I really do like it. I just don't like that if you have to have the hunter ability in order to get this ability. It even says so. You have to have the hunter ability. It's like the blue lines. You see the blue lines that are connected? I'm going to go ahead and go somewhere that way you can see that. You see the blue lines, right? Those are connected to the stronger abilities of that ability. So I just figured I'd mention that. So again, just really cool. Now the next up is a absolute must-have for pretty much all werewolves, and that is lunar resistance. So, of course, during a full moon and at night, you guys know that it's going to cause your werewolf's fury to spike and will cause them to go on a rampage. With this ability, it decays the effects of that, and you will not go on a rampage, and your fury will go up naturally. So, again, an absolute must-have. It prevents. It's really great for that passive werewolf life, and you really want to pick this up because they want to go on that passive life. And it's great to control your werewolf's rampaging. Now, if you are a bad werewolf and you want to go on a rampage during the full moon, then don't pick this up. But obviously, I'm probably going to pick it up most of the time when I'm playing the werewolves pack, and when I'm using the werewolves pack, obviously I'm probably going to use this for the most of the time. Now, next up is Tunneler. You know how like my fast travel, right? Like like from vampires, like they have the bat form and their mist. This is basically like that ability. It allows them to get from point A to point B very quickly, and I really like those abilities. I do recommend getting it. Do note, though, it requires you to have the scavenger ability in order to access this ability. Now, the next one I do not recommend getting. It's an absolute waste of time, and that is Primal Instincts. Yes, you heard me. I said it. It gives you a quick confidence boost. It doesn't have a cooldown though, but it's like 30 minutes in game, and it makes other Sims hate you. I mean, what's up with that? It's a +4 mulet though. I just wish it was like maybe, I don't know, like 3 to 4 hours. Like, it's just too short, in my opinion. And it's just, I wish it could have been a little bit longer, okay? That's just my personal opinion. So moving on to the Apex abilities now, and starting off with Super Speed. Very reminiscent of the Vampire's Supernatural Speed ability, to make it to where it allows your werewolves to travel at super speed. Really cool and really reminiscent of that Vampire's Supernatural ability, or power, in that case. So again, really cool. I do recommend picking this up because it allows you to travel the world really quickly as well. No matter what world you're in, whether it be in the Willow Creek, Oasis Springs, really, really quickly. It allows you to get from point A to point B really quickly, just like the Tunneler ability. I do recommend picking this up. Now, Alpha Wolf is interesting, as it allows you to win fights more often, as well as if you're in a pack, it allows you to get a pack rank boost. Now, there are 4 pack ranks in total, and that being Omega, Delta, Beta, and Alpha. So, Beta being the one directly below Alpha. So if you're like a Delta, then if you continue doing your pack values correctly with this ability, it allows you to have a big boost with your pack rank, as well as it allows you to win fights more often. So like I said, I do recommend getting this as well. Again, relatively cool. Like I said, I do recommend using it. Or getting it, sorry. Now the next up is Immortal Wolf. Now, this one is crazy. It's a bit weird though. Okay, hear me out. So, basically, it allows you to become immortal. It says so right there, Immortal Wolf. Basically, you are unkillable. You cannot die in any way besides old age. You can't die by fire, starvation, or anything besides old age. It's so weird. Like, why not have it to where your werewolf cannot die by old age? Like, bruh. That basically means you're not immortal because you still die by old age. It's really cool. I mean, you can't die any other way. So like, you can't drown, you can't starve, you can't die by overheating. You basically immortal besides old age. I guess it's really cool if you want to become immortal and don't die any other way. I do recommend picking it up for that reason. Otherwise, I would not pick this up. Now, the next step is really interesting, and that is Learner Howl. What does this allow you to do? Is it allows you to reshuffle your temperaments once per night, and it can only be done outside. It can only be done once per night and outside. Now, do note, once you use this, yeah, like I said, it does reshuffle your temperaments, which are these right here. But do note, once you use this ability, it makes it to where your werewolf goes on a rampage immediately and makes it to where it maxes out their fury. So it makes them go on a rampage instantly. Really cool if you do want to reshuffle your temperaments. And if you don't like your temperaments, I do recommend using it. But do know it does cause your werewolf to go on a rampage. So yeah, there you have it. Now the next ability, if you can call it that, basically means you just turn ability points into satisfaction points. I mean, it's okay. I mean, pick it up if you want satisfaction points, but overall, like, it's really not an ability. You can use it multiple times too, so like, it's really great. And yeah, that's it. But we are not done there, ladies and gentlemen. You might think that was over, or you might have thought that was over, because we were done with the abilities. No, sir. We still have 6 dormant abilities to cover next. Um, so the dormant abilities don't require the ability points like these ones do. Instead, they just require certain tasks to be done from any rank, really, but one. And we're going to start off with the werewolf empathy. Um, it allows you, you have to become Delta in a pack in order to acquire this, which is the second pack rank, so it's not really hard to acquire. And what this does, it allows you to pacify other werewolves, basically allowing you to calm them down and make it to where you can pacify them, and you can make it to where they stop rampaging, or make it to where you can prevent them from rampaging. Now, do note once you use this though, it does have a very, very long cooldown. I believe it's a 48-hour cooldown. With a 100% success chance of succeeding, though. So again, it's worth it because it always succeeds, but it has a very, very long cooldown. So again, really, really bad because it has a really long cooldown, but it does have a really, really good use, though, because it allows you to basically prevent other werewolves from going on a rampage or stop them rampaging. So again, I guess it's okay. I mean, it has a long cooldown. So next is Lunar Epiphany, which is required by reading werewolf books by three times. You read werewolf books. It could be the same book. It could be 3 different books, as long as it's a werewolf book. And if successful, you will get this ability. Now, this ability allows you to decipher the readings of the Liquid Collective relics, and it's good for those lore players because it allows more description based lore as well. So again, cool for those lore players, which I really do like. It's just not like necessary to have it, but it's really cool to have it as well. Werewolf Mentorship. So this one requires you to be a veteran werewolf. So the 4th rank is the only one that requires you to have a specific rank for your werewolf, and that's veteran. And basically it allows you to give mentorship to other werewolves in your pack. And basically, what it allows you to do is basically up their werewolf rank. It does have a cooldown, and it's not game changing, unfortunately. And it's kind of bland, like it's not necessary at all. But yeah, I don't recommend using this very much because as it has a really long cooldown, I don't recommend using it. Now, Werewolf Menace is next, and how you acquire this is by simply ferocious intimidation other sims, and you get this ability. Practically the only thing it does is you can scare sims, and you don't feel guilty about it anymore. Quite handy if you want to scare sims constantly, and you won't you won't feel sad, you won't feel guilty anymore. So again, relatively cool if you want to be that werewolf that wants to scare sims all the time. Now, next up is Werewolf Diplomacy. Now, this is actually a relatively easy one to get, although it is kind of annoying to get. It's easy to get, but it's also annoying to get. It requires you to become a friend or best friend with a sim. It has to be a non-werewolf sim for this to work. It requires you to be a friend as well as to discuss being a werewolf with them multiple times, as well as to increase the chance of this succeeding. And you have to ask for werewolf sympathy. And if it's successful, you will get the werewolf diplomacy ability. And pretty much what this allows you to do is it gives that werewolf diplomacy ability. And it basically means to where you can get some werewolf allies. Now, the werewolf allies basically means to where they are not freaked out as much by their werewolf presence. So, again, relatively cool. And if you want to have some good werewolf friendship, and yeah, pretty much, yeah. Now, the next up, I don't even know why this is a dormant ability, but we're going to go over it anyway. So, an absolute must-have, by the way. You have to have this one. And that is Transformation Mastery. Pretty much, the first time you transform, you're going to have to not scare any sims. This might sound hard to do, but it's relatively actually not that hard to do. You can either do one of two options. You can either lock your werewolf in your house, or you can have them occupied by scavenging. Um, and if done correctly, and if not scare any Sims while in the process, which includes pets, annoyingly. So if you have any pets in your household, this might just suck. If you have pets in your household, uh, you might not get this ability, which does suck. But if successful, you will be able to get the option to transform at will. Bit annoying. I don't know why it's an ability, but I guess it's okay. Um, yeah, pick it up, I guess. Like, honestly, well, you're going to pick it up. Again, relatively cool. And there you have it, guys. That is all of that's all of the abilities and what my thoughts of them are. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And until next time, peace out.